Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know, I am Allie and today's video is going to be my October favorites for you guys. So I have some hair care, some skin care, body care, and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys everything, and then I have some stuff written down that are movies, and I have something else I want to show you guys as well, which is over here. So I'm going to start with the hair care and then work my way over to the miscellaneous items. Well, not hair care, but you know what I mean. So the first stuff that I have to talk to you about here is the Dermalogica Sensitive Skin Care line. This is the Ultra Calming. I am absolutely in love with this. I got the starter kit. I didn't buy the big bottles because I wanted to make sure I love them before I start spending money on the bigger bottles. But I have the Water Calm Gel, which I love, the Ultra Calming cleanser, and the Ultra Calming Mist, and I'm already noticing a huge difference in my skin. So those are those three. Moving on, I have some hair care that we're going to do. So I had the Pacifica Rosemary Purifying Invigorating Shampoo. I absolutely love this shampoo. Highly recommend the shampoo if you have oily hair like I do. I use an oily hair and then I use a curling conditioner. I'm switching to the Pacifica curling conditioner, but right now I'm only using this because I'm using up the Tresemme one. But that is that, and it's for all hair types and congested scalp, which is what I have. And I like the fact that this is 100% recycled plastic bottle and 25% recyclable cap, in case anyone's interested. Then I have this Foxy Babe leave-in conditioner. I absolutely love it. It's sulfate and paraben free by Flaming Glow. It will not only leave your hair nourished and hydrate your hair, but also detangle, which is part of the reason why I like it, because I didn't really want something that was I wanted something that was detangling, but I didn't want something that was just going to detangle, if that makes sense, and give damaged hair new life. And it also has heat protectant in it, which is nice as well. And it has biotin in it. So there's that. And then moving on to body care items that I have. So I have for body wash, I have the Pacifica Island body wash, vanilla body wash. I absolutely love this. Love that it's got a pump. Big fan of this. 100% vegan, 100% cruelty free. Then for body care, since I've used up pretty much all of my Bath & Body minus one bottle, which is minus two, which is actually the Christmas Cookies and Little Black Dress, which is more Christmas seasons. I found this for it also. This is the Body Shop Whipped Body Butter for normal to dry skin, 72-hour nourishing lightweight body moisture. This says it's vegan, but I've never actually looked to see if that's correct. For normal to dry skin, and it's the vanilla pumpkin. It smells amazing. I absolutely love it. I am obsessed with the smell of this, and it is cruelty-free. It does have a parent, it is owned by L'Oreal, which parent company tests, but I absolutely love it. And then since I used up my Bath & Body, I picked up a perfume. This is the Pacifica Island Vanilla in perfume. As you can tell, I'm like a vanilla-y person, so it tends to be where I lean towards. And then for that, I also have my Budget by Paycheck planner, which has got all my little goodies in it, but this is for another one of my favorites. Moving on to the list, because I wrote it all down. Documentaries. I watched a lot of documentaries this month, especially gearing up for my final project for one of my classes, because one of my final classes, one of the topics that I'm going to be talking about is actually like sex trafficking and human trafficking, which is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I participate in Dress Summer, for those of you that don't know, and so on and so forth. So it's really important to me that you know, I'm always about learning about that as my, so, and I'm also like, and I also am kind of like into learning about cults, because I really feel like a lot of like women and children, like I feel like that's like, I don't want to say it's like breeding ground for sex, like I don't want to say it's a breeding ground for that stuff, but it's definitely like something that I like really watch, is like cults and like sex trafficking. Like I'm really into documentaries along those lines, because I like to arm myself with information. That was my tangent. So I had found, so I'm going to give you a little backstory first. So I'd found the NXIVM cult kind of by following India Oxenberg's mother. It's kind of ironic because I live in New York, Western New York. I'm about an hour and a half away from Albany, and I've never really crossed paths with that in any way, shape, or form. And usually when I say I'm not far from there, I kind of get those looks like, you know, from some people, but I never really like followed like any, and when he got arrested, I became interested in it because of the fact that, obviously so I want to preface this by saying I'm a Smallville fan. So Allison Mack is somebody that I grew up watching. So it was just like, I don't know, part of me was like weird, like it was weird to me that like she chose to live in Albany because she was a child actor, she had all this money, like she could live anywhere she wants. And I know there are big actors that live in like New York and not in California, like Hillary Burton lives in New York, but it's just like it's crazy, like I just couldn't remember, just because like I feel like she could have, instead of going the route she did, she could have like had like major like career, like I really feel like she could have blown up as an actress. That's just my personal opinion from watching Smallville. But I have noticed it's harder on child actors to kind of get into adults. Like a lot of child actors don't really they find it hard to transition from things that I've watched and read about from some of them. It seems that they have a hard time transitioning to older films because they're kind of stuck in a box. But that was my tangent. So that's kind of how I got into it, because Allison Mack was getting charged with racketeering and sex trafficking, I believe, were her charges. I could be wrong, but you can Google it. I don't remember like the exact charges when she was arrested. So I was very, very curious, just kind of how she ended up in the role that she ended up with. And then I was also curious, and I was also like really big fan of like India's mom, just like how much she like stepped in for her child, even though she was an adult. Like I know that there are some that are like, oh, she's an adult, but like I also feel like, I don't know, I just like the fact that like, I don't know, like she didn't overstep and she didn't like go crazy protect and like drag her out there kicking and screaming, but like she definitely like, she did what she needed to do for her daughter, and I feel like a lot of people get a lot of heat for that, even if they're adults. Okay, so that was that little tangent, and we're gonna get back to. So I started by watching The Vow Inside the Sex Cult on HBO Max. I had seen a lot of coverage on NXIVM, like I said, just because Allison Mack was involved and India Oxenberg was involved, but I was also kind of like interested in like the key players, and I learned a lot from that. And it's crazy that like I didn't realize like how many like celebrities were involved in it at one point. And then like I started seeing who was involved originally, and I don't know if you guys remember Kristen Kirk. She played in Smallville, so I kind of feel that's how that kind of began for Allison. I'm putting pieces together without really watching it, but that was really, really good. I highly, highly recommend it. Another one that I watched, and this one was strictly from India Oxenberg. The Vow had some of India in there with her mother, but it didn't have, like, she was part of the story, but it was about the cult in general. So The Vow was, like, really about that. And, like, it was filmed up till he was arrested. And then Sex by NXIVM through Starz, that you can get on Amazon Prime or the Starz app, was about India's journey and India's story, which I found really, really, really to be really, really good. Highly, 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 highly cannot brave enough about those two. I will say that some of the editing, there are some scenes that are like, if you didn't really get the background story, you would think, ooh, but like it's really not. Yeah. So the next one is kind of controversial, and please don't come for me in the comment section. But what happened to Brittany Murphy? I fell in love with Brittany Murphy in Clueless and Uptown Girl. Was it Uptown Girls? She was an actress that I followed from Clueless. Like, Clueless made her, like, break out, and Clueless is my favorite movie. So from there, I was like, okay, Brittany, like, I kind of followed all of them. Alicia Silverstone kind of fell off the map, I feel like, after Clueless, but I could be wrong. But, like, I really, really followed Brittany Murphy from Clueless because she was so good in Clueless. I found it interesting just because I had not known that she had died from pneumonia, because I believe when it first came out, it was presumed overdose, and that story just kind of sticked. I'm not saying that there wasn't drugs in her system, because it does touch on that a little bit, but it was just really, really interesting to me. And I also didn't know that much about her husband. Like, I don't know. It was just really, really interesting to me to learn more about Brittany Murphy to begin with. And also, it was interesting to learn that she had really died from pneumonia and anemic like symptoms is what I remember from what I remember. I'm doing this like without like notes from it. But it was definitely interesting to learn because I kind of like am a little bit relating to her in this regard. Ever since I had my son, I've been ready to settle down and get married and all those things. And I don't want to do it with the wrong person. Let me specify that. So I just kind of, it was just interesting to learn about their relationship because I remember seeing them on the red carpet, but I didn't remember him being famous. And I always feel like that's better for people that are celebrities is to like marry not somebody in the limelight. I know a lot of them do, but I just always felt like that was better for them, but I could be wrong. But it was very good, but it really didn't give any new information or any of that. I will say I was a little frustrated with his parents, just because like he did father a child that he kept secret from Brittany, and I feel like they made excuses for him. But I feel like any mother of a child will, but I don't know, something about that, something about his parents, was it his parents or just her and her brother? I can't remember, but it was either his mom and her brother, or his parents. Like something about them just rubbed me the wrong way. And I will say another takeaway from that, when I first saw the interview that Brittany's mom did with her husband after she died, I thought, oh, she's just a grieving mother. But I will say their relationship seemed weird to me. I'm not saying that like she killed her or she killed him because he died of the same thing. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that their relationship weirded me out because of the fact that like he was married to her husband and they were like sharing a bed when they were upset. Like something about like their relationship was weird. But it was a really, really interesting documentary, especially like if you were me, who I feel like when Brittany died, I was in like my early teens. I feel like. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I feel like I was a little bit like more of a teenager. And like, I don't know what it is, but I always just thought it was an overdose. Maybe because that's what everyone like around that time was saying it was an overdose. But it was definitely a good movie. I'm going to get off my tangent now. Netflix made. I'm always a little apprehensive of Netflix originals, but I really, really liked The Maid. It really, really talks about like abuse and like a child being involved and women leaving, and I feel like there's not enough conversation around that right now. Virgin River, Netflix, Pretty Smart was really, really good. I really, really liked that. So there's that. So this next one is going to make me really, really sad in regards to TV shows because it's not coming back. But Peacock TV's Punky Brewster, I love Punky Brewster and I loved the remake. Peacock TV, if you're watching this, I am subscribed to you. I pay $44.99 instead of the free version so I can get Harry Potter. I'm gonna need you to reconsider that and give me a season 2. It ended. I need information. It has Freddie Prinze Jr. and oh my gosh, what is her name? But she's like my favorite person. Again, I followed her from a movie and I can't remember what movie right now, but I saw her in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She played Roxy. I just absolutely love her. Next is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. That I really, really liked. I really like the fact that they brought back the person who played Aunt Viv. And I just want to take a moment. I love that show, but I want to take a moment to address like Will Smith, even though I know you're not watching this. I just want to commend you for doing something that was really, really hard for you. The fact that you sat down with the woman who played Aunt Viv in the first place, and after all the years and all the drama that followed her exit and everything that that I didn't even know happened from watching the show, but now reading articles about it and know what happened. But like watching that whole thing, like I gotta commend you on that because that had to have been hard for both of you, but you especially because you were so young when that happened. And for you to reach out to somebody years later, being so young and wanting to make amends, I just got to give you credit where credit's due. Okay, movies. Netflix Afterlife at the Party. So that is my favorites. This is 15 minutes of me rambling. I'm sorry, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please give a big thumbs up if you do. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Have a good day, and I will see you all next time.